I'm going to show you how to use a Niddy Noddy to skein your yarn when you're finished spinning. Historically, while using the Niddy Noddy to keep track of the length, this rhyme was often recited. Niddy Noddy, two heads, one body. 'Tis one, 'tain't one, 'twill be one, by and by. 'Tis two, 'tain't two, 'twill be two, by and by. And so on for each complete rap. As you can see, the Niddy Noddy has two heads, one body. And this is the correct way for it to be used. This is the Niddy Noddy that we sell here at Lanyap Farm Alpacas. It makes a 1 yard skein. I think it's perfect size for people who are spindle spinning. This is a Niddy Noddy that's made by the company that made my spinning wheels, Kromsky, and it's a very small Niddy Noddy, and I use it when I'm doing yarn sampling. And so what I'm going to do is take yarn that's already done, make it simpler, and the first thing you need to do is look for one of the knobby ends and tie off your yarn. Then you're going to hold it in your hand like this, bring the yarn around the bottom, over the top, under, over the top, and that makes one complete revolution. That's 1 yard of yarn. And what I'm going to do now is keep going, and you'll see how it does make a bit of a motion. And you can see how they probably invented the rhyme to go with the motion of this. Make sure that you don't have any yarn that's crossing over from any of the directions, because you want to make sure that when you pull it off, it's going to come right off. And there's one end of one of them that's very smooth, and that will allow your yarn to just slide right off. So what I'm doing now is pretending that we're done with our yarn, and I've already got some string pulled out, tying it off. The way I like to tie it off is to take a piece of string and double it over, put it into the yarn, pull the yarn through the string, separate your string out a little bit, and then grab the rest of the yarn. I usually, when I'm doing a big skein of yarn, it's usually 2 wraps after the first group. So there's three individual groupings of fiber that's caught, and then I'll do that 4 times around. You can also, if you want to, just grab it like this, and then do a figure 8 around a piece, tie it off. When you're going to take your yarn off, you should always wash it, and this is going to help it keep it together and not tangle when you are doing that. Leave it at 3 just for a quickie, so remove it from a point that you can slide. When you pull your yarn off, you'll also untie it from this peg, and then you'll have your yarn all tied off, skeined and ready to go. When you're spindle spinning, you won't be able to get a lot of yarn on there, so that's going to be sufficient. When you start spinning on a wheel or something else, you could use an umbrella swift. You can turn it while your yarn is going on that. It gets very tiring. What I use is an antique clock reel. It's exactly 2 yards. You can see how much faster it is. It makes skeining yarn easier, quicker, faster. You do the same thing, tie this off in sections, remove it off in a skein, and then set it in a hot water bath.